Honesty. Well, I think people come into treatment or they come into rooms where maybe we're counseling and they're not aware that they're being dishonest to a certain extent because there is always a denial system at play. They're being told information by other people that they love and care about, and they sometimes can't take it in. It's not comfortable to hear some of the harsh truths because they don't see it that way.
Yeah.
And so learning to take what the person presents and being able to feed back what is honest
Yeah.
to them in a way that makes sense and keeping the other
And doesn't shut them down.
right, because you don't want to shut them down.
Yeah.
So you take the other stuff to the side and feed it in a different way or slower so that all of a sudden it begins to make sense. Because addicts and alcoholics carry a great deal of shame, embarrassment, failures, and they have to make sense of it somehow to continue their life. And so sometimes people will come in feeling shame-based and incredibly sad over all of the loss and the consequences from their addiction. But what I'm seeing is a young man just not long ago who was parroting back to me what he had been told by his parents.
Yeah.
And I didn't see that at all in him, and it made me sad.
Yeah. What does honesty look like for those IOP clients versus maybe the residential?
I think one direction I might go, and there's several directions, but one direction is the behaviors and what kind of habits are you going to put in place. So for some people, they get out of treatment, they come to IOP, they're living in a sober house, and they have to try new behaviors that they really are not skilled at. They may have not done them for years, and now you're expected almost immediately to get a job, be on time, don't miss the bus, get to the meeting, ask a sponsor, do the writing, show up for homework, and almost immediately not have some of the behaviors that went with addiction, which include, I don't want to go, I'm not going to go.
All right, I'd like to thank Barbara for sharing her thoughts on this week's topic. I'm Morgan Moulthrop. I'm the Curriculum Director here at Nova Vital. So now we're going to dive a little deeper with some group exercises and ideas to help you explore both in group and on your own. Now, the intro, the first page, lays out the foundation for the whole week. Honesty is just the beginning. When we add integrity and authenticity, we start to build a life that we can actually be proud of. Next up, a page that helps us put honesty, integrity, and authenticity into practice with daily habits that keep us grounded in recovery. Things like journaling your truth, listening to feedback, setting aligned goals, and staying consistent even when things get bumpy. Now, one of the biggest ideas here is courage. The courage to speak the truth and to live in line with your values even when it's hard. So, try the trust hike. It's a powerful exercise in trust and communication. Now, the next page reminds us that when our words and actions line up, people learn they can rely on us again. And when we share who we really are, we build emotional bonds that last and last. And finally, we examine some important questions. How do I hide my true self? What fears keep me from being authentic? And what truths do I want to live by? What actions show my integrity in daily life? Each one helping you bridge the gap between what you believe and how you actually live. And then there's my favorite exercise, which helps you create a personal compass you can actually use in daily life. It starts by helping you name your top 5 values, the things that matter most to you, and then connect them to the way you live. You'll define what's right and wrong as far as you're concerned, personally, and think about how you want to treat people even when you're stressed or tempted not to treat them very well. Then the bottom introduces you to the ethical decision-making map. It's a 6-step process for pausing, checking your values, considering consequences, asking for help if needed, and then acting with integrity. Voila! Do all this and you've created a moral compass that always points you towards the next right thing. And the last page introduces you to the presentations for your sky blue bracelet. Now, if you love to write, tell a story or a poem about a time that the truth was really important to you, when it was really hard to talk about, and what you learned from it. And if you're more visual, create a piece of art, a drawing, a collage, a design, something that represents honesty or integrity in your life. And for those of you who like to teach or explain, make a truth versus lies chart showing how honesty brought you freedom or share a quote that connects you to recovery. If you're a budding actor or actress, act out a short scene or bring a song lyric that captures what honesty means to you. Don't freak out. The goal isn't perfection, it's expression. This project is about turning what we've talked about into something personal, creative, and real. So here's today's question to get the ball rolling. How does living with honesty, integrity, and authenticity help you feel stronger in your recovery?